Welcome to Basketball Mechanics with Coach Greg. This video is lesson 3 in my series on layups, where I go over drills to complete an underhand scoop layup starting from a dribble. The format of the video has me coaching a beginner through 7 mechanics steps and 3 drills. To start simple, we begin with a ghost ball in a stagger stance. Do 3 ghost dribbles from the top of the ghost ball, then move your hand around to the side of the ghost ball and bring both hands together in front of your body with a clap and a step forward. After Edgar's first clap, I tell him to swing his left arm out a little wider to create a more forceful clap in front of his body. This is your first step in the layup, and I want Edgar to practice controlling his arms in an intentional way. Practicing layups without thinking about the arm movements make it harder to learn more advanced movements later. In our second step, we use a ball, and Edgar's first trap is really just a catch of the ball from his dribble. He needs to pull the ball forward from the side position at 3 o'clock on the ball and into a 2-hand trap in front of his body. During his second attempt, his step forward was not synchronized with his 2-hand trap, but the rest of his attempts have decent form. Edgar gets pretty good with his right hand, so I had him try his left hand. With the previous 2 videos, we have only focused on Edgar's right hand and have had 0 practice with left-handed layups so far. Switching to his left hand was a way to show the challenge of the hand position change, the pulling of the ball forward into a 2-hand trap, and in synchronizing the step forward with the trap. Switching to left hand does mean the left foot is back in the stagger stance and is the foot that comes forward to begin the layup. The right foot forward is a hard habit to break, and at first, the left foot forward can feel very strange. If students are struggling with this mechanic, I can break it down into one more simpler step and remove the dribbling. Both arms are out wide, one hand holds the ball, and a step forward is synchronized with the 2-hand trap. I have a clip here of Brian, an intermediate level player, doing the left-hand trap with the left foot forward. On one attempt, his trap is not solid, but all the other attempts have good form. I just wanted to show a little contrast from Edgar, who is at a beginner level. In mechanics step 3, Edgar's first attempt has his path to the layup slant towards the rim. I tell Edgar to walk towards the corner of the box on the backboard because that is his target for his scoop. I want his legs moving in the same direction as his arm scoop, and I want his arm scoop to be straight up and ahead. We have prepared for our first official drill with 3 mechanic steps, but even after that, putting it all together is not easy. Edgar is able to walk the trap step and tuck step from the green and blue cones, but the problem is that he does not practice jumping after the tuck. By the time he gets to the purple cone, on his second and third attempts, he does jump up a bit with the scoop, since the extra distance requires more force. By the time Edgar is doing attempts at the orange cone, you can see how much force he pulls on the ball forward with his explosive first stride. This is why I wanted Edgar to practice trapping the ball with some force in front of his body during those early mechanic step drills. I set up the cones fairly close to the basket for drill 2, different angles of approach. Judging the distance from the basket and how much ground you must cover with each step is another skill the cones are teaching. Sometimes Edgar takes too large of steps and runs out of space to comfortably scoop the ball up to the backboard. I call this running out of runway, which is from an analogy of a plane needing enough runway to take off and begin flying. Without enough runway for takeoff on your layup, your scoop shot will hit the bottom of the backboard. As Edgar continues to make attempts from all the different angles, I will state again that drill 2 can be modified with drill 1. Once Edgar completes his 2 made layups, I could move all the cones back 1 to 3 cone lengths and repeat the set. Also, Edgar needs to go through lessons 1 through 3 with his left hand. Learning layups with the non-dominant hand will take twice as much time, but if you want to master the sport of basketball, you need to be able to finish layups with either hand with equal accuracy. As you do these drills, the 3 dribbles should be on your side and equal with your leading foot. Do not dribble the ball on your side by your trailing foot. This causes too much twisting and limits your ability to explode into that first stride with the trap. Also, do not dribble the ball too far ahead of yourself. It is important that beginners know the ideal dribbling position. With mechanic step 4, we add a step forward with a dribble before we trap the ball with our first layup step. The green cone is where our left foot rests as the right foot comes forward with our 2-hand trap. The yellow cone is where the right foot rests, and we will begin the drill at yellow. So, starting at yellow, we take a dribble step forward with our left foot, and then our trap step with the right foot and complete the layup.
Okay, yep, go for it. So step forward and then trap and tuck and scoop. Good.
In mechanic step 5, we add a red cone for a second dribble step forward. The left foot starts at red with the right foot back, right foot to yellow with a dribble, and left foot to green with a dribble, and then a trap step, tuck step, scoop. Edgar traps the ball early as he steps to the green cone with his left foot. He realizes he needs to scoop while on his right foot with his right hand. I call this a goofy foot layup. Goofy foot layups should be learned after a normal step layup is mastered. Trying to coach Edgar on goofy step layups before mastering normal step layups would just confuse him and degrade the quality and consistency of his normal layups. Edgar's early trap on the wrong foot shows a common error that beginners make when learning layups. Errors occur more often when players are going too fast too soon. So slow down your steps and repeat successful attempts with proper form. Once you make 5 or 10 layups going slow, then speed up. When learning layups, a beginner's attention is divided between their dribbles and arm motion into a trap, and between their footwork and when to start their stride step forward. A beginner is also judging their distance from the basket and determining when to begin their stride and trap step. It is a lot to put all together when you are first learning a layup. Mechanic Step 6 is another way to simplify the footwork needed when running up to a layup. Edgar moves forward with quick, short steps and a ghost ball dribble, and when he is near the second to third hash distance, he strides forward with the right foot into a clap and a tuck and a scoop. Back to attempts for drill 3. On this attempt, Edgar does an erroneous cross dribble from right to left hand, and then traps the ball with his left foot forward, then reaches forward with the trap with his right foot. Finally, he travels as he takes his third step with his left foot and tuck. Again, I show these erroneous clips for other beginners to mentally prepare themselves for the learning process. The simple advice is to go slow and just keep practicing. Edgar keeps doing his two-hand trap while stepping forward with his left foot instead of his right, and it is starting to frustrate him. Sensing Edgar's growing frustration, I model the drill, but realize that I'm doing something extra that makes the drill a little easier. Can you see it? On most of my dribbles moving forward, I received the ball at the 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock position and turned the ball to 12 o'clock for the push down. Therefore, every dribble can easily be turned into a two-hand trap since I start every dribble with my hand on the side of the ball, ready to pull it in front of me whenever I want. Mechanic Step 7 has Edgar first doing stationary 3 to 12 o'clock ball turns, and then walking forward with the dribble ball turns. His form looks good and consistent. The challenge is putting it together with the footwork of that first stride and trap step in the layup. Edgar's ball turns on his dribble up look good, but he dribbles the ball to the center instead of pulling the ball into a forceful two-hand trap from the dribble on his right side. The second attempt looks decent. Each dribble is received at the 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock position, and that same motion is repeated 6 times. And during the 6th dribble receive, Edgar easily pulls the ball from the side position into a two-hand trap. Thank you for watching Lesson 3 on completing a layup from a dribble in my series on layups. Up next is Lesson 4, which covers reverse layups, and Lesson 5 explains how to do an inside arm layup. If anything in this video has helped you learn or coach basketball, please like the video and consider subscribing to my channel. Doing this increases the chance that somebody else may see these videos and help them on their journey in learning this sport.